Good morning, everybody. Ciaccio here. Happy Friday to everybody. Today's topic I put down was wild card. I just want to do something a little bit, not wild and crazy, but I was kind of unsure what I wanted to talk about. So I got with Jay yesterday afternoon. I'm going to talk about some things that agents are calling in about, things that agents have called me about. They're having issues. So what I want to do today is kind of like just tell you the way it is. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want to sit and be nice. I want to be firm today, because the things I'm going to talk about today is either going to make you or you're not going to succeed in the final expense market. Because what I constantly end up hearing is that, Joe, I didn't know there was a height weight chart. Joe, I thought I gave the client the right price. Joe, I went too fast on the application. Joe, I didn't know this here. So what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing agents who are flunking their life. When you're in school and you're in 8th grade, 9th grade, even in high school, you can be in college and make a bad grade, yet you can come back and study for the next one, and do better and better and better. So that's the brain mentality you have to have when you're in sales. I don't care if it's final expense, mortgage protection, or you decide you want to leave and you want to go sell cars. You got to have a desire to want to be the best at what you do. And what I'm seeing, and it goes in cyclical orders. You know, sometimes you get a bunch of agents come work for you, then you got some that come to work with you, and they just don't pay attention. And you sit and you try to help them, and they sit and look at you on the phone, they're going, yeah. But what they're doing, they're saying, yeah, Joe, I'm not listening to you because I know more than you. I made a mistake, but Joe, don't worry about it. So what I got to do the last week or so, I've had to mail napkins and tissues out to agents because they're crying to me because they're not making money. Yet I ask them, are you practicing? Are you doing are you rehearsing in front of somebody? Are you practicing your rebuttals? Are you doing what you need to do to be successful? Well, Joe, I just don't have time. Are you on the calls on Monday, Thursday, and Friday? Joe, I'm just so busy. I told one agent yesterday, I said, how can you be busy when you only put in $4,700 of premium last month? How can you tell me? I want to say, how can you look me in the eye and tell me you're too busy to be on the call? Because it's just unbelievable. Every time we have a call, they've got an appointment. So here's a suggestion. Why don't you make an appointment with me every Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 Central, or 7 Pacific, to be on the call. Make that an appointment, because you're going to hear things that are going to help you do better. I promise you. Talked about this good RX card. Everybody's having issues getting into houses. Joe, people don't remember the card. Joe, people don't remember sending it in. Joe, they don't remember nothing. Yet, when you tell somebody, here's the big card that they give you. I'm going to give you a free card that you requested. Good RX sends me a box of these that I give out. Okay? They give me here a box. Look at this, guys. This is nothing but cards they give me. Think about if you were to give these cards out when you go see a client. You say, Mr. Jones, my name is Joe. Recently you were sending a card, and the card says we're going to be able to give you a free prescription card to save money on your prescriptions. What are they going to do? Tell you no? Joe, I don't want to talk to you. Joe, get out of my house. I don't want nothing for free. Things are changing. I've talked to agents that have worked with us for many, many years, and they say, Joe, the marketplace has gotten a little bit tougher. Okay? There's more agents out there. There's more companies dropping mail for agents. Excuse me. They're doing Facebook leads. They're doing phone leads. They're doing phone transfer leads. So what the companies are doing, starting with me, I'm trying to find ways to get you guys in front of clients easier and to save you money. This is just an avenue for you when you walk up to a door to give them something for free. When something is free, they're going to be more optimistic to want to speak with you because you're going to give them something for free. You got to learn how to dance when you're at the door. Now, think about this here. We talked about Ciaccio. Great company, underwriting's a little bit tough. They got a 15% bonus on their term and their no-lapse UL. That does not mean write Ciaccio for the 15-point bonus because it's the least expensive that you're going to find in your rate calculator. It is you have to underwrite the client to make sure they qualify for it before you go down that road. Underwriting is tougher with Ciaccio. I can't make it no more clear. You can't call me and say, Joe, client said there was nothing wrong with them. Joe asked them some questions, went on the computer, and they were declined. You cannot tell the client a price and then qualify them for the program because they're going to sit and tell you what you want to hear, which is a no. You need to kind of take one soft step backwards. You need to qualify them in general. Then when you qualify them in general and you feel they can go with this carrier or that carrier, then you're going to do some more digging to find out where they go. And tell people what you're doing. Tell them what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some health questions. Everything we talk about is going to be personal. And what I'm going to do is that the more information I can gather from you, I'm going to get you the best company that's available for you at the least expensive price. You haven't told them the name of a carrier. You've not told them a face amount. You've not even mentioned it's going to cost you X amount of dollars per month. You just want to extract the information from that person to where you can put it up here. Okay? Let it go round and round and round and decide where you feel that client is going to get approved at. Yesterday afternoon, before I decided what we're going to talk about, agent called me and said, Joe, I had this client. I talked to her. She said she was in great health. Put her with Ciaccio and I got declined. I said, okay. What'd you do? He kind of told me, he said, what do you mean, what did I do? I asked him how their health was. They said there was nothing wrong with him, so I went straight to the application. So it's one of those times I want to put my hand through the phone and to grab him because he's not a brand new agent. What happens is that we get excited. We haven't made a sale. Excuse me. We haven't made a sale. We're getting exasperated. So what we're doing is that we're taking shortcuts. We're deviating from the way we need to do it. Do I get excited when I go to a house and a client wants to make a sale and they're giving me buying signals? Of course I do. I'm no different than you guys there. Do I make mistakes? Of course I make mistakes. But the question is that I make less mistakes every time I'm out there because when I get burned, my butt hurts. And when my butt hurts, I get no money in my checking account. So what I do, I sit and think about where I messed up before, and I sit and say, okay, Big Joe, you want to make a sale, let's calm your jets down. Let's just slow down. Let's tap those brakes, and let's take your time. Because what happens when you're going too fast speaking to a client, you sometimes may intimidate him. You may make him a little bit nervous. You may make him say, damn, this guy's talking like the other guy. And what happens, you end up messing up. And what do you end up doing? Either you make no sale, you give them a price that you can't honor because they don't qualify for it, or you tell them you're going to give them immediate benefits because they asked for it, and you got to go to a guaranteed issue. So you need to take a soft step backwards. You need to sit and decide, how am I going to design a roadmap for me that is going to allow me to slow my jets down, tap my brakes, listen more, not to give a quick answer, yet to listen more and to figure out which carrier they're going to qualify for. Okay? Ciaccio commission 15% bonus is good till December 27th of this year. Americo has their bonus, their cash bonus, 8% bonus up until November 30th. You want information on it? Go to the back office. Jay has it all back there for you. Now, what ends up happening is that we're in a house and we sit and we want to rush. And for the new agents, you want to go on memory, which is good. Some of you guys got a better memory than me. But there's something I've got called a little in-home survey. You can get on the back office. And it's something that you can go through with the people and say, listen, what I need to do is part of the job. We got to take a little survey on some different things. Your first question would be your name and that stuff there. Then I'm asking you some simple questions about funerals and cremations. There's times I'm going to sit and say to ask them, is that all right? Or is there times I'm going to sit and say, this is what we're going to do. This is how the program works. You got to dance with me. I'm the one that came to the door. I want you to do what I say. So in a very polite way, you must take control of that house when you're in the house. You cannot allow the tail to wag the dog, because what's going to end up happening, you're going to walk out of there crying. I'm going to send you a box of Kleenexes. So there's an in-home survey that you can go down the yellow brick road with them, and when you're doing that with them, what you're going to be able to do is that you're going to get them in the thought process of final expense, burial, life insurance, traditional, graveside, cremation, or you're going to open their eyes up to something that they really have never thought about. Another step for you to go slower, you're asking a question, you're writing an answer down. When a person that you're interviewing, that you're visiting with, sees you writing something down, it gives them more confidence that what you're doing is that you're listening and writing it down. And I feel they're going to be more apt to want to speak with you, not to you, with you, and give you the information that you want, because you say you're going to be doing a survey. And what it's going to do is going to help you figure out what they have, what they've experienced in their lifetime when it comes to funerals, cremations, and you're going to find out who's going to take care of theirs when they pass away. And either they're going to say, I have nothing, or I have one and it's not enough, or I do have one and I don't want no more. And now you can figure out, what can I do to either add to that one there, or see if they're in good health, flip that one, get them the cash value, or do them a paid up in additions, or do something with it to where you can sit and see if you can help them and you make another sale. Now, when it comes to knocking on a door, whether it's a direct mail lead, if it's a phone lead, if it's a Facebook lead, if it's a walking list, you have to know what to say when you're at the door. We had a call yesterday with my friend Diane. She actually told you guys that she'll play the recording for the people to draw their mind. Isn't it amazing within 1 or 2 days they forget who they spoke to on the phone? Well, it's not amazing. It's just the way it is. People got a lot going on. Children, grandchildren, work, spouses. People have always got something going on. So you need to tell them, listen, the person you spoke to probably had a thick accent or an unusual accent. As a matter of fact, let me play what you said. Let me play what you spoke about. Let me have you listen to what I received from my company that I work for, that my company called you, and my company told me to come see you. Okay? Take ownership of that lead. It's your company. You work for that company. It's your lead. You're my client. I'm here to answer your questions. Be in charge of the situation. That's why I sit and say, get a company card with your picture on it. Put your name on that card. Give yourself a title, regional manager, sales manager, whatever you want. Make yourself look important. You get one chance to make a first impression, ladies and gentlemen, not 2 or 3. You can't say, you know, Miss Jones, I totally messed up. Matter of fact, let me walk back to my car. Let me come back because what I said was totally stupid. You need to practice. You need to get in front of the mirror and practice. The best time to practice is when the client's telling you no, 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 no. Our game does not start until that client says, Joe, I don't want it. Joe, I don't need it. Joe, I have enough. You're going to sit back and you're going to start thinking, man, I've heard that before. Now, do you just sit and retreat and say, damn, Joe, this lead sucked? No. You're going to sit there and say, you know something? Is this person telling me the truth? Have I given this person enough information? Have I built the value? Have I told them enough about me to where they want to hear me speak more about what I'm there for? You have to ask yourself that question. I don't know. I'm not sitting with you. You are the principal of your school. You're the high school teacher. You're the dean. You're the cook. You're the cafeteria. You're everything. The beauty about it is that you work for yourself, yet you don't work by yourself. you can always call me. You can call your manager up. And the part you guys have got to understand is that your manager, myself, my staff of Heather and Jay are here, and we want to help you. I've got no desire to have anybody fill out contracts and you write no business, or you fill out contracts, you got this, you got that, we get all your paperwork in, and you go out and you write business, and you either get declines, non-issues, NSFs. That does me brings me no joy. What brings me joy is to have you call us, say, Joe, I appreciate what you talked about. Jay, I appreciate you pushing me through the process of getting contracted. Heather, thank you for letting me hook up with a different lead program you have. And Joe, matter of fact, I'm sitting with a client who has this, this, and this. Can you help me, please, to get this client taken care of? That's what I want to hear. And believe it or not, when you're reaching out to somebody of higher authority with a client in front of you, they're going to sit and say, God, this agent really cares, honey. This agent's trying to take care of us. He's calling up a senior underwriter. He's calling up the vice president of his company. He's calling up upper management. They're going to think you are all that in a bag of chips. Take advantage of that. Now, let's talk about a sheet that you've got to keep track of. You as an individual entrepreneur who gets paid every single time you write an application must know how to keep track of what you sold, yet what you need to keep more track of what you did not sell. Why did I not make a sale? Why did I not get in that house? Why did I not overcome that objection? Making a sale is the easy part. You walk out, you high-five yourself, you get in the car, you crank the music up, you're gonna go drink a nice tea, you're gonna go buy a doggone a big old piece of big bubble gum, you're the man. When you don't make that sale, you get in your car and you get all depressed and sad. You need to write down what you're doing wrong to speak with somebody. You need to keep a money-making chart in your car, which is going to allow you to write down the amount of leads you got, the amount of people you actually visited with, the doors you knocked on, the entries you got, the presentations, the sales, and the referrals. You need to keep track of every single one of these things here, because that's how it's going to monitor you, and it's going to be a temperature gauge for you to where you can sit and see where you need help. I do it. Heather was listening to me yesterday. I left a message for an agent yesterday, and I had it on speakerphone. I'm hitting pound one, because I'm not listening. I don't like the way I sound. It was just a simple message. You got to take pride in what you do, guys. When a client calls your phone number and they hear you've reached the voicemail of, and all you hear is a phone number representing you, I'm going to ask you to revisit that and say, how would you think if you're calling somebody who just left your house for whatever reason they're calling, and they don't hear, hello, this is the office of Jack Scaglione Insurance Company. I'm happy to receive your phone call. I'm presently with a client or on the phone. Can you leave me a message and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience? Doesn't that sound like a more warm? Doesn't it sound warmer? Think about it, guys. This is just simple insurance 101. You must keep track of what you need help on. Joe, I got into a house and they told me I couldn't use a checking account. And I told them that's the only way to do it. Guys, every rebuttal has rebuttals to the rebuttal. If you can't do this, let me show you the reasons why you should. Let me tell you the reasons why you have to. Let me tell you the reasons why the company does it this way here. Okay? Americo, either you pay a monthly bank draft or annual. Don't call me and say, Joe, has Americo changed it to quarterly? No, they said they're not going to change it. Americo says we're doing pre-authorized checking or annual, period. Joe, Royal Neighbors, can I do now a monthly direct billing? No. These are things you have to look at your emails. These are things you got to be on top of. Because what ends up happening is that it messes with your brain. So when you keep track of everyday things, which is a lot of stuff to keep track of, I'm not BSing you there, okay? You gotta make notes for this stuff, guys. You got to make notes. A lot of this stuff Jay's put on the back in the back office for you. Tracking your own business. Tracking the business that you sell is probably one of the smartest things you can do, because if people know you, they trust you, they've seen you, they've given you all their information. They're so much easier to go back and either do a 6-month review, a review before their birthday, an annual review to see if they need more coverage, see if anybody's moved in, see if they have any more family that's come into town. It's so easy to visit with those people because they know you. And what you've accomplished is that you've touched on them again. You let them know that you're thinking about them, that you care about them, because they're going to send another card in to your competitor. When I got in this business here, I went to this house. I told the lady, I said, ma'am, you can't afford that much. Don't worry about it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take care of you today. We're going to get a little small baby policy. And in 3 or 4 months, 6 months from now, either I'm going to call you, you're going to call me, and we're going to add to it. She said, Joe, you're so correct. I got a couple bills I want to pay, and I appreciate you being so nice. Joe, I love you. She hugged me. She kissed me. She gave me apple pie, pumpkin pie. She thought I was the best guy around. So I walked out of that house like a doggone peacock, and I'm over there. I'm submitting that application. I'm going to get my money, my checking account. And I said, man almighty, I'm going to call her back, and I'm going to make some more sales. Well, needless to say, the big shot here didn't have no CRM. He didn't have no system. I had nothing. About a year later, she sends another card in to me, or to the company. They give it to me. They say, Joe, go visit her. I said, damn, she's my client. Why is she sending the card in? I told her don't send the card in. I go see her, and she said, Joe, how you doing? She says, I'm so sorry. I bought from somebody else already. So what do you mean you bought from somebody else? I'm your man. I'm the guy that you loved on. You gave me apple pie and peach pie. Why'd you buy from somebody else? She didn't tell me this here. Yet what she told me by her actions was that, Joe, you didn't follow up with me. You don't care about me. I gave you all my personal information. You didn't take advantage of it. You didn't treat me the way you should have, Joe. So what I did, I went somewhere else, and I'm going to give somebody else a chance. So what happens now, you go in the corner and cry. But what you're going to do now is when you get through crying, you're going to wipe those doggone gorilla tears off, and you're going to sit and say, what can I do to set up a CRM? What can I do to keep better track of my clients to where that doesn't happen to me? Because it happened to me, Mr. Joe Ciaccio, who thought he knew everything. I thought I did, yet I didn't. Sometimes making mistakes opens your eyes up. Sometimes making mistakes kicks your own self in your own butt. It makes you realize you got to start listening to people who've been doing this longer than you, who've got experience. I'm telling you this, guys, because I love you. I want every single one of you to be more and more successful. I want each one of you to make more money every week, every month, every year. I want to wish happiness for everybody. Because when I put my mind in that positive mode of showing love, my arms open, wanting love, what's going to happen is that all boats rise. We're all going to be doing better. You can't get jealous if you did 20,000 last month and say, damn, he did 20,000. God almighty, why did he do so much? I'm going to say, hey, congratulations, you worked. You looked at renewals, you looked at rebuttals, you learned this, you learned that. You recorded yourself on your cell phone when you were in the house to where you could listen to yourself to do things better. I'm going to end it with this here. Years ago, when you used to go into a house, and my daughter's in sales. Been doing sales now for about 10 years. And there's things that she does that is just totally different than what we do. She sends me articles about this because she's a pharmaceutical sales rep. And she says, Dad, there's an article I got. I want you to read it. I want you to use it. I want you to tell all your people about it. So what happens that when you're in sales, you get excited for yourself, and you get excited because you want to help other people. This article says that persuasion isn't about coercing the audience on what they want. Rather, is it attracting them by a particular conclusion? Basically, what it's saying is that tell stories about other people, other events, other things that have happened. And what happens, people want to hear stories. They like to hear facts. 82% of this here, 3% of this here, 14% of that there. They want to hear a combination of facts built into a story. So when you're visiting with a client, it's so nice to sit and tell them a story. Yes, ma'am, it's kind of sad to say, about 2 months ago I had to deliver a check to a client who passed away. It was a very sad event delivering the check, yet it brought very great joy to me because I was able to help that family out. And that family saw the need of buying one of these programs here. They were a little bit reluctant to do it. They're a little bit hard-headed about doing it. Yet when I walked to the house, came to the door, all I saw was tears. I handed them that check for $17,500. The tears were still there, but the debt went away. Tell stories. I had a guy that came to my office probably 15 years ago when Steve and I were there back in the day. He bought a policy for him and his wife. His wife passed away. He came there, I gave him a check for $25,000. The guy started crying. He gave me a hug, and yet there was tears all on my shoulder. This was a grown man older than me crying. He was sad. He lost his wife. His kids were going through hard times. He said, Joe, he says, I just never thought I'd ever get this check here. I thought my wife would never die. I thought I was going to die first. I'm not happy she passed away, yet I'm so happy I listened to you, and I committed to buying that. This $25,000 is going to make things so much easier for my family now. Think about that, guys. You tell a story to somebody, you're not BSing them, you're telling them a true story of what actually happens. You got to touch their heart. What we do is an emotional and a financial decision, and you got to hit the 12-inch rule, the heart and the brain. You got to get in between that 12 inches. And if you don't, you won't be successful. Giddy up, make it a great day. I got Michelle Hilliker on the call Monday morning, bright and early, 10 a.m. She's got some new and exciting news on what Royal Neighbors is doing. Told me, Joe, don't give no hints out, because they should have been looking at their emails and see what's coming. So if you're not licensed with Royal Neighbors yet, be on the call Monday. Look forward to seeing everybody there. Make it a great weekend. And as always, hit them hard, knock on some extra doors, keep track of what you do good, and more than that, keep track of what you need help on. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. How many people on call, Jay?
Let me check.